I am Will Dean, and I'm here at the amazing Goldsboro Books signing this stack of Icetown. I find them all really hard, really difficult, but I love coming back to Tuva. It's such a treat for me to go back into Tuva's head and into her world. This is like the first ever Tuva Moodyson standalone book. So it has a whole new cast of characters, and it's in a whole new place. Instead of the forests of central Sweden, we're in the wild, snowy mountains of the north of Sweden, and it's December. So it was a real joy to be back in Tuva's world, but a challenge in that she doesn't have the kind of normal support system cast of characters around her, her editor, her best friend, the local police that has a relationship with now. She's in a completely new place. So I kind of felt the vulnerability of Tuva in this new town. And as a writer, I felt the challenge of creating a whole new setting. But it was a complete joy as well. That's a good question. I like to put my readers through it. You know, with The Last Thing to Burn, they're in this little cottage, tiny 2-up, 2-down cottage in the UK. With The Last Passenger, that you're stranded on this cruise ship in the middle of the Atlantic. I like a kind of underlying sense of menace, and I think a setting can do that. You know, I love Gothic fiction. I love like James Lee Burke. I love anything where you sense the dread before it even starts. That feeling of the beginning of The Shining, before anything's even happened, and you're kind of zooming in, and you sense that family in that little car moving away from safety to danger. And that's what I try and do with my book. So I do love a setting which is atmospheric and where you really feel like you're immersed in the story. That's a difficult question to answer. I think it's the same as what makes any great fiction that's really gripping, and that is a main character you're invested in. So I think if you love the main character, if you're genuinely interested in them and you care for them, then with a thriller you just put them through it. With a romance novel it's a different kind of dynamic, but with a thriller you put them through it and you continue putting them through it. You know, the stakes are high. If the reader cares for that character and you put them through hell, it's so compulsive because you want to know they're okay by the end of it. So I think for me that's what makes a great thriller.